weeks, we'll have, I spoke to Cottrell, so he's willing to come on, and just right now he's going through a hiring process. He's trying to hire someone, so he's doing a lot of interviews. I think this past week he interviewed like 30 people and some shit. He showed me an itinerary of 150 people on the list of one position. So he's doing a lot right now. So I told him once that frees up, probably in October, first week October, second week, we'll have him on here to talk more in depth into the politics, because that is his major and that's what his job is. And just inform the people more, our people, our supporters, of what to expect, what's really happening that's not being told to you, because we can hear something, right? We can read it, but if you don't understand the language, you don't know what's really going on until let someone of what's being said to you. So he's our translator.
It's like a fucking contract.
Yeah, I understand most of, because I read almost into everything, but some shit I don't get. And I could try, and I'd be like, yo, what's this about? And it's what he do. So we bring him up here, and so if anybody has any questions or thoughts as far as politics and where this country is headed, financially, economically, as far as jobs, housing, because that's his job. He works for Habitat Humanity and all that. So, you know, just send your questions in, whether Facebook or Instagram or on the comments, and we'll have them for them. I might even try to do a live show there. That way we get some questions, because people will tune in and have some questions.
We might even do it at the spot, at the crib. I just bring all this stuff over there. We just set it up right there.
Yeah, that would be perfect too.
So he won't have to move. You know what I'm saying? He could probably even still be working while he's talking to people.
Yeah.
So since we started there, we just gonna start off with the rest in peace to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsberg. She passed away. Ginsberg. She passed away a couple of days ago.
2-3 days ago. Yeah. And that really affected Cottrell too. That was something he was telling me about. Like, yo, man, I'm hoping that she could hold on. She hoping she could hold on to the next election. You know what I'm saying? Because now, hopefully, they hold it off to where the next appointed judge is not through Trump, because he already has 2 people up there.
Yeah, and hopefully it could be somebody that was under her already, that was really like behind her. You know what I mean? So, because it says succeeded by to be determined still. So.
To be determined. One of Obama, one of those, I believe one of them are appointed by Obama. That's the other woman from the Bronx, Spanish lady. Forget her name. But
yeah, I think she was appointed by Clinton or something like that.
No, I think it was Obama.
Ruth Bader?
Well, she was, yeah,
she was appointed by Clinton.
Before her, she did a lot for women. And I think if you're not in tune with who she is or what she's done, I mean, they say when people pass, that's when people tune in, or I mean, that's cool. You might not have known, but now you can look it up. Man, a lot of women, as far as the biggest one I know, women couldn't rent or own houses unless they had a man co-signing with them, until she made it law. You know what I'm saying? That they could be head of household. So think about the impact that's had moving forward. Me and you both come from single parent homes of our mother. You know what I'm saying? Our mom. So
yeah, man, they couldn't be able to rent their home without a mail or whatever. Shit, even
think about Madison.
Shit, even our grandmothers. You know, their man wasn't around, and they was living in Brooklyn, New York, in what, the 70s, and 60s. So probably just a couple years before that, they probably couldn't even get a project apartment. You know what I'm saying? Unless they had their husband with them, and then they had to get the food stamps, and he had to go and work, and you know how
they couldn't get the job, and so she did. That's just one thing that she had done, did or achieved while she was holding that seat, and you know, it's very important that people don't understand what the Supreme Justice is. there's a legislative, executive, and judicial branch.
They the ones that run
the
shit.
judicial branch, my nigga.
They the ones that run shit. That's why when we told y'all that Trump just put in 6 lawyers last year in chairs for a lifetime, that's where these rules come from. These laws come from. These judges, they above the president. They're above all this shit. Like
when cases like Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, and the list goes on. When those cases aren't, or when they're not rightfully tried locally, and these people are found innocent, and all, that's when they say we're going to take it to the Supreme Court. Now, if the people that's sitting on the Supreme Court shares the same views as your local judges, then it's like running into brick wall repeatedly. Yeah. So you got to realize, that's what I said, locally, got to put these right people in these seats. You can't keep sitting at home and saying, I'm not going to vote because my vote doesn't count. You can look at that as far as president, because no matter if I vote or not, Biden is going to win New York. Yeah. But when there's 2 politicians in New York going at it that share different views, and you just sit at home and say, I'm not going to vote, or you walking past the school while they telling you to come and vote I keep. Yeah. And you just like, nah, I'm going to go get this weed and get this bottle. My nigga, just go in there, cast your vote. That's it. It's really that simple. It ain't, I mean, most of the people that don't, you get some type of assistance from the government if you're not working. Mm-hmm. And if you're working, the government takes your money in taxes. Yeah. So either way, your life is affected. It's affected. Yeah. Right or wrong. Yeah. Now, what if one of these judges or presidents or somebody says, like, okay, what if Trump appoints another judge, right? I'm not sure of the vote count. What if they push for no abortions? Mm-hmm. They cut that shit out and make it a crime.
Because those are the things that she was fighting for.
That's what she was fighting for.
Gender discrimination, abortion rights, search and seizure.
Right. Now, Trump says he's going to put a female, he's going to recommend a female. But that doesn't mean that female shares the same views as the majority of women. You could pick a female that agrees with him, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't believe in abortions and wants to get rid of it. Yeah. It's not choice. Yeah. So this is things that you have to realize, and you are solely responsible as an American.
Yeah, because if she ain't have the people to vote for her locally when she first started, she wouldn't have been able to get to
where she's at.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to look. Voting is cool. What do you need? The niggas that ain't doing shit. That's and I don't mean it like that, but that's in the street. That's scamming. That's hustling. That's doing all this shit. You need to see them going to vote for you to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, now. You know what I'm saying. Those the motherfuckers with the.
But sometimes that's what it is, though. A lot of people don't have a mind for themselves, and if they following somebody who's either the quote unquote cool person on their block.
So. That's why I try to get, because I have influence, and I chose to use my influence in a good way. I could have kept going the same route I was before and told my niggas to get in the car with me. And if they ain't getting in the car with me, I ain't fucking with you no more. Right? So I could have did that, and I said, no, this not just my brothers' lives, but I know their mothers. I'm seeing their aunts, their cousins, their grandmothers, their grandfathers. I understand I'm not no idiot. Now, there are some of us that don't have that fortune and get stuck and become the product of the environment we grow up in. Yeah. I'm not a product of my environment. I'm actually the opposite of the product of my environment.
Niggas trying to grow out that shit. Look.
So, if I could tell people, there's a lot of people that don't want to speak out to the cool people, or you know what I'm saying? Tell them, look, bro, you influence so many people from your age or younger. Let them know voting is cool.
Even if you not going to do it personally.
But just that's what
if
you
could
put
get
out
two
there.
or three of them to just go and do it.
You educate yourself. I see what you're saying locally, right? Yeah, bro. So we don't have to deal with these bike lanes. So we can all have to deal with gentrification. And that's all the shit that we let happen to us. And I won't even say us, because gentrification was started before we were able to vote. It just happened gradually through the years. So the ones older than us, let's say my brother age and shit, instead of doing the shit y'all was doing, or you could have did the shit you was doing, but just walk across the street and vote at 309. And then stop telling the kids younger than you that it ain't cool. It don't count. That shit is whack.
That it don't matter.
It matters because you live here. It matters more than ever because you, not only is it like a thought of what is happening in this country or how you see it, it's being shown.
Yeah.
Social media, I guess TV, and just the era we live in exposes everything.
Yeah, we in a digital era. It's just gonna show everything.
Right. So it's not a hypothesis. It's not a guess. It's not an assumption. You see what's going on. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get out there and protest. You ain't gonna try to teach the young boys behind you, yo, don't go the route I win.
Or you're not gonna vote. So what you really doing?
What are you doing?
Shit is pointless right now. And that's the type of feeling we don't need, that we pointless right now, that we don't have nothing to give. So
I was having this conversation. The problem with our people as a whole is we rather argue opinions than putting all opinions together in a pot and considering everybody's thought, and making conversation.
But then that just goes back to, like, you know what I mean, all that slavery stuff and all this stuff. Like, we gotta survive however we can, even if it's being greedy or selfish, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's just being brainwashed by the people that are doing it together. They stay unified while they separate us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one thing that you got correct, that we need to work on, is unification. Like, and it's been working this year, you know what I'm saying, with all the protests and all the everythings. But now let's see what it really
Stop the sex bashing.
Now let's see if the NY Justice League and whoever, my son and all these dudes.
It was light skin, dark skin not a little while ago.
Yeah.
And now it's literally male versus female.
Let's see if they go borough to borough in New York and just make sure groups of kids go to vote. You know what I'm saying? Now this is our march today. This is our protest. We're going to the voters thing and we're going to vote today. And ain't no cop going to stop us, and ain't no voters registration going to stop us, and ain't no mail-in votes going to stop us. Let's just go do it. And if they don't, we making a scene so that everybody can see it around the world.
What movie was that where they went around and just grabbed people up and dragged them to the voting booth? Like homeless people. What movie was that? I want to say it was Hoodlum. It might not be Hoodlum. Like, where's that energy, bro? Yeah. If we are the streets, and the streets is an entity in this country, now, because I don't just mean Brooklyn. It really, in the cities
all over the world, yeah,
and in this country. So the people that run these inner cities, bro, like, get on it, man.
Yeah, man.
Because what you preach to these kids, they'll do.
They definitely listen.
They'll do. They get up, they see you going to vote. Yo, where you going, big homie? I'm going to vote. How old are you? 19? Come on.
Pull up.
Come on.
Then we gonna go kill somebody after. whatever. We gonna go do some gangster shit out. Whatever.
Whatever you doing, because I don't not none of that, because I come from that.
Yeah, we
I've
understand.
seen that, so I understand. I'm not somebody looking from the outside like, oh, they're killing each
why
other.
is he acting
People
like
are going to kill each other. If you put me and this nigga in this room and we can't get out for 30 days, I gotta eat.
Something gotta happen. Damn.
We're not gonna be like, damn,
Piece of chicken just sitting there.
bro, niggas gonna kill each other for it. That's the nature in human beings since the beginning of time. Cain killed Abel. Niggas put Jesus on the cross. Before us, right? Dinosaurs, his hair and shit.
Yeah.
This is just the way of life. So people together, it's always gonna happen. And it's gonna happen more in a community that's poverty stricken.
I like this stadium. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. I don't know what Drew Brees was doing last night. But
yeah, with that we're gonna say rest in peace to Ruth.
Get out there and do what's right, man.
And everybody, yeah, man, just do what you feel is right for you. You know what I'm saying? And right for your people in your neighborhood and whatever you feel. And if you don't know and you lucky enough to know somebody like we know somebody like his brother or somebody that's connected to that world, just ask a few questions. You don't have to get a whole dictionary and
just ask,
shit.
Just
ask the shit that you want to know. I want to vote for this person or this person. What you think?
They whole shit is about information. So just ask them. They have it for you. They went to school, studied this shit, and then went to work and live it. So I don't like politics. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm me. I don't belong to no party. I'm a Ram Squad nigga. That's about it. I don't do that Democrat Republican shit. What are you gonna do for my people, my community, and how is it gonna affect my kids in the next couple years? That's what's important to me.
Yeah, because then I read this CDC report. Almost all the U.S. kids and teens who died from COVID are black or Hispanic. How is an airborne disease like picking? Oh, he's white. Let me go this way. This shit is weird to me, bro. Like, so, yo.
I mean.